Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Make sure you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I hope everybody's doing well today because I am not after I received this news about the House passing this massive amnesty bill, giving amnesty to hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens. And it is easily predictable given the fact that the Democrats control the House. That is not really what upset me because we know if the Republicans get their act together, it will be dead on arrival in the Senate just as long as the filibuster is still in place. And with Mark Kelly up for re-election in 2022 and Joe Manchin and Sinema up for re-election in 2024, the filibuster likely isn't going anywhere. I say likely because there's always that chance. There's always that chance it gets modified because you cannot really trust these people at all. You also can't trust a single Republican at this point from defecting and siding with the Biden administration and siding with what they want. And this is really what we see here with this mass amnesty bill, because obviously if it passes in the House, it doesn't really mean anything. The fact is you have many Republicans in the House. These are people, many of whom represent beet red districts. These are the people that are going out there and voting for mass amnesty. And you look at this, 9 House Republicans voting for amnesty. And we're going to go through this here because what would amnesty do? Just the hundreds of thousands of people, a lot of them live in Texas, a lot of them live in Arizona, a lot of them live in Nevada, these key swing states in the Sun Belt. If you want to look at this here, Arizona is in limbo, Nevada is in limbo, Georgia is in limbo. Florida voted for Donald Trump by 400,000 votes. That one is probably moving towards, a titanium lean R status, but you look at the state of Texas, there's only around 500 to 600,000 votes separating Trump and Biden out of the state of Texas. And this mass amnesty package, that would cut the margin significantly. Mass immigration has played a major role in turning a lot of the Sun Belt states blue. That is one of the reasons. Obviously, we know that there's other reasons, including educational trends in the suburbs. That has not been helping Republicans, but immigration should not be ignored as one of the top, if not the top, reason why a lot of these states are moving to the left. And you look at the Rust Belt, these states, very, very close. Amnesty here, that definitely in a close election, that can sway the outcome. And it is something that Republicans vehemently should be opposed to. A lot of the immigrants, especially the ones that get amnestied by the party that's giving them free everything, they're going to be voting for that party 80 to 20. Third generation, it might be 65-35 as we see in, the trends in South Texas. But overall, the new immigrants are going to be voting 80-20. If you were to amnesty all the illegal aliens in this country, there's some studies that say that there's up to 22 million. A lot of other studies say 11 million. Even if you split the difference and we went with 15 million, and even if they just broke 2-1 Democrat, that would be about 5 million votes net the Democrats would gain overnight. However, if they vote 80-20, it would be around 9 million votes net overnight for the Democrats, dooming Republicans' electoral chances unless they go far to the left, which is seemingly what the Republicans do. But either way, they're losing. They don't get it. They don't get it. And you can see this right here. These 9 House Republicans voted for mass amnesty. Now, David Valadao represents a very blue district. I believe it was the bluest district, the most pro-Biden district that elected a Republican to the House. That is a little bit understandable why David Valadao would vote for amnesty. Now, I don't want to primary David Valadao because it would be a massive waste of resources, and even if we successfully primaried him out, the Republican there would probably lose the seat. But you look at Don Bacon in Nebraska's 2nd District. By the way, that district is likely to be gerrymandered. That district is likely to be gerrymandered into a Republican-favorable district at the presidential level. Bacon won the district by 4% in 2020. There's really no excuse, and there's not a whole lot of illegal aliens living in Nebraska's 2nd District to begin with. So the fact that he, of all people, would go out there and vote for this package really is mind-numbing, and it's mainly because of the mega donors. They want cheap labor, and they want that cheap labor to stay in this country. That's why they support a path to citizenship. That's why they support unlimited mass immigration. And a lot of members of the Republican Party, the Republican establishment, and Conservative Inc. also support mass immigration. Fred Upton out of Michigan, he also voted for gun control. He is a massive disaster. Fred Upton was able to win his district by almost 16% in 2020. This is an easy district for any Republican to win. There's also, again, next to no illegal aliens in the district in the first place, so he's voting in the interests of the mega corporations that fund him across the country instead of the people, his constituents of Michigan. He is a major disappointment. I believe Fred Upton will get successfully primaried out of there. I think even Trump will endorse a primary challenger to Fred Upton. That's how much of a disaster Fred Upton has been. Salazar in Florida. You look at this. Obviously, the district historically has been more of a Democrat district in the Miami area, but it did swing heavily for Donald Trump. Salazar likely will not get primaried because she is fairly popular down there among the Cuban community, but it is very disappointing that she voted for mass amnesty. If you want to look at this list, Newhouse in Washington. This is a guy whose district is 66 to 33. That's a 2-to-1 Republican district. A glass of water, a piece of paper, running as a Republican would be able to win that district by a significant margin. Dan Newhouse had one job. He's in a very pro-Trump Republican district. Couldn't do his job. Couldn't do one thing. Couldn't stand up for his constituents. Very sad. Fitzpatrick in Pennsylvania. This guy is known to be a rhino. He probably could get primaried. In a red wave year, the primary challenger could very well win a general election, but it's going to be interesting to see what Fitzpatrick does. There were rumors about him running for Senate. I don't believe that is the case. I believe he has filed already again to run for re-election. It is going to be interesting to see what happens in that district in terms of the primary, because Fitzpatrick, again, even though it is a swing district, there's not a whole lot of support. Mass amnesty is not a wedge issue. He should be voting with his party on this issue, and he just couldn't do it. And that's another Republican who has betrayed his constituents. Chris Smith out of the state of New Jersey here. New Jersey's 4th district, a heavily Republican district. After 2018, he was the lone Republican standing before Jeff Van Drew decided to switch parties. Now, Chris Smith should not be voting for mass amnesty. It's a very rural district, a fairly Republican district in New Jersey, but he decided again to stab his constituents in the back and vote for this package here. Jimenez out of Florida, very similar thing to Salazar. Jimenez was the mayor of Miami. He actually endorsed Hillary Clinton over Donald Trump in 2016. He was never expected to be a, super conservative Republican, even though he did back Trump in 2020. And as you can see here, he won his district by a slim margin. Again, he's probably not going to be successfully primaried out of there, but still very disappointing to see him stand with the mega donors and not his Republican constituents out of the state of Florida. And lastly, Mario Diaz-Balart out of this district here that borders both Salazar and Jimenez's district. So Republican in the district, he ran uncontested. Democrat didn't even put up a challenger against him. And as a result, he obviously won 100-0. And this is a fairly Republican district. Voting for amnesty does you nothing, but Republicans decided to do it anyways because, again, they succumb to the left. They succumb to the special interests every single time. And it's going to take fighters in the Republican Party to overcome this because right now we don't have fighters. We have a party that is just honestly full of losers. And as a result, we keep losing because of it, stabbing themselves in the back, stabbing their constituents, and the party's electoral chances. I just don't think they get it unless they plan on moving significantly to the left in attempt to galvanize the new voter base, because that is exactly what they have to do. I don't think they understand the realignment. I don't think they understand that there is a realignment in full swing, a realignment from establishment neoconservatism to Trumpian national populism. That's what they just don't seem to get. And in the process, they're going to lose potential working class voters because they keep stabbing them in the back nonstop and stabbing themselves in the back for electoral purposes inadvertently. So it's very sad to see, but you have a new list of Republican traitors. But that's the one thing that we can really count on the Republican Party to do, to conserve nothing and to stab their own constituents in the back time and time again. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Please like this video down below, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media, especially Alt Tech. The links are in the description below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Red Eagle, out.